I don't know.
I need to get a character because I'm a person.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
it's working.
I'm playing stock, aren't I? I think I'm playing stock. I don't know.
You are playing stock Climo.
Yeah, we were out disc golfing in like 70% humidity with it being like 95. I was like, fuck no. She was like,
That's
fuck no.
cute. That's cute. What's it like for it to be so dry outside?
Yeah, but I also had 3 children with me, so fuck you.
Yeah, we've been in the 90s for temperature and humidity pretty much all week out here.
Yeah, now drag 3 kids along with you.
I don't want to. I don't
Yeah,
want to drag any
exactly.
kids along.
Yeah, exactly. So go fuck yourself.
No,
Yes,
fuck you.
and I'll watch.
That's not how you make kids, Mike.
He would know.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, I would.
As someone who inherited a kid, that's not how you make kids.
I thought you were. Never mind.
No, I
Are
was
you
speaking just to somebody who inherited a kid.
are you guys ready?
I don't know. I just work here.
Is your
Hold
character
on.
sheet up?
Yes.
I am trying to get logged in to Twitch again because I'm an
So
idiot.
did you get signed out of all of your stuff on D&D Beyond too?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, literally all of my devices I got signed out on for some reason.
Yeah, same here.
I think they did a big update and
Maybe.
had to kick everybody out to do it.
What was weird is when I was playing in my other D&D group, none of them were like, "Oh yeah, I had to sign back in too." So I don't know if they just like sign in every time and didn't notice. I don't know. Beats me.
I don't know. I can't speak about how smart they are, but I also can't speak about how stupid they are.
Yeah, you can. You know at least one of them. At least 2 of them.
All right.
I saved Dubs' life by being stupid last week. I wasn't paying very close attention, and he like got pulled into something, and so I went into a room. So we are also using like dynamic lighting. So like I had no idea where he was even because I was in a different hallway. So then I go into the room that I thought maybe he was in. I don't know, and I see this bag on the ground. So I pick up the bag and I stick my arm in it, and just so happen to accidentally pull him out of the bag. I turned before he was about to die.
He stuffed himself into a bag of holding.
I don't think it's a bag of holding because Raph
I
said
get devouring.
it's a bag of something. He won't tell me yet. I'll find out next session.
Tell him to go fuck himself. That's
But
what he
anyway,
needs.
I thought maybe the bag was a
God
portal to get out of this
fucking damn
maze
it.
that
Why
we
did
were
I
in.
lose Corey again?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Corey keeps disappearing. That's what he does.
Do you need to try restarting Discord, Jay?
No, I just restarted it as I logged in today because like everything was out for me.
Hmm,
So like every 5 minutes, I just lose everything.
that's weird.
God, this room's a mess.
You're a mess. I need
Yes,
to
I'm a
hit
hot
this button.
mess. So
It's
now,
like it's all the same equipment with the new Wi-Fi router, but it's upgraded from my old one, which was 10 years old.
Sure, you're on a new network now too, or at least a new network access point.
yeah.
Mm.
Do you
But
have
it
a
should be
different?
stronger.
Yeah, do you have a different internet package now?
Nope.
Just transferred
Because
services.
yep, it's just a instead of a lots of Wi-Fi's, probably just the one from the people below me. And that's
That's
it.
nice. Less Wi-Fi pollution. That's good.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Or you just do like I did and get commercial grade equipment that drowns out everybody else.
Mike, I just spent $500 on air conditioners. I'm not spending money.
Yes. Okay. Is everyone ready?
I don't know. We're already
Hold on, let
playing.
me talk to my manager. Manager said, let's go.
Okay.
Everybody should be happy. I played disc golf without you guys.
I am actually very happy, and we're also very stoked about your 300-foot throw and curious as to how you measured it. Did you download UDisc, or did you just overdrive a 300-foot hole?
I overdrove a 300-foot hole.
Attaboy!
I ended up in a creek bed.
Nice. Was there water in the creek bed?
No, well,
Well, then you can't prove what's a creek bed. It's not OB.
but there were needles in there, so
Hmm.
Like heroin needles?
yes, like the needles of the heroines. I don't know. I
Darren and
didn't get
I
them tested.
Darren and I played at a course in Colorado that had a creek that like ran through the whole thing, and all the T signs said the creek bed is OB. But like if there's no water in the creek, sometimes it was really hard to tell where the creek bed started.
Is it really
Like
a
it's just
creek bed?
grass. So I was like, look, if there's no water in the creek bed, it's not OB because who's to say where the creek bed starts? I'm not trying to split that hair. Let's just play it. Let's just play it straight up. Okay, so Dungeons and Dragons time. Everybody shut up and get ready to roll some Dicey Boy Math Rocks.
Disc golf.
We're turning into an impromptu disc golf podcast featuring videos and a fantasy-like map with tokens of people who are not humans.
Hold on. I'm gonna roll a d12 for how far my putt goes. 9 feet. Did I make it?
Nope, you hit the bottom of the basket.
Ah, damn it! I'm gonna roll a d4 to see if I can make that happen.
Well, hang on. Actually, I need you to roll a D100 for roll away.
Oh shit. Okay.
And a dexterity saving throw for your disc.
That is a 00 and a 9, and my dex saving throw. I rolled a natural 2, but I think my dexterity is pretty good, so I'm gonna say it's a 4.
Okay, so with the 9 on your roll away check, your disc actually gets closer under the basket after it hits the basket. Like it does like a little flip spinny guy underneath the cage. It's a tap in from there.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a d4 to see if I tap it in. I rolled a 4.
You break your leg.
Damn it! Oh, I thought I was so dexterous.
Okay. That was fun. Maybe we need to come up with a rule set for this. There's a tactical card game coming out for disc golf. It's called Bogies and something like that. Bogies and something. But anyway, I've seen a post or two about it on Reddit, so that's interesting. So maybe a tabletop RPG disc golf may not be too far off in the future. But anyway, so.
Oh great, we're gonna make disc golf like Pokemon.
Yeah. Actually, I hear the Pokemon tabletop RPG is pretty lit. All right, so
wild verdict appeared.
I'm gonna capture it with my golden retriever. Okay, so we are NASA 5e. We're back for another session of our Eberron Coast campaign. I'm your DM Corey, the DM of the Eberron Coast campaign. Last week in the Eberron Coast campaign, it wasn't last week, it was 2 weeks ago. Last time on NASA 5e.
When we weren't all in Colorado.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago. Also.
We need
Was
that
it
dude
3 weeks?
who does that Dragon Ball intro.
I could
do that.
I think it was 2 weeks because we played the week before we went
it was 3 weeks
Colorado,
ago because 2 weeks ago I moved into an apartment. That's why we couldn't play.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Last week was everyone was out in Colorado because Corey decided he was going to get married and lose all of his free time.
Mm-hmm.
That's not till he has kids.
How that's going to work. So last time
we played D&D on a camera.
We got back into our characters' skins and
like serial killers do.
Yes, Stock met with an old an individual from his past, Master Tensho.
It was traumatizing for everybody else.
And so Master Tensho is now the sort of caretaker of Stock's adventuring guild whenever Stock is adventuring, which Master Tensho said should be often.
Said, get the fuck out. This is mine now, bitch.
Basically, like, this is your adventuring guild. You are an adventurer, not a guild master. Go. So that happened. Vendi was running a internship program, sort of a headhunting sort of dealio. He's allocating resources, and sometimes people are resources. And just in general, helping make Winter's Haven work.
Live or organization strategies.
Sure, whatever makes you feel better. And Xanalor was visited by Eric, the former Mages College student turned cultist turned Mages College student, who was taking Xanalor up on his offer of something. he was very confused as to why he was there. He just knew that that's where he felt like he needed to be. And so with that, Zanalor gave him a homework assignment, which has been completed, but we will actually not talk about that until the next time you get an opportunity to speak with Eric. I just wanted to give it to you so that you had it so that you could plan what you wanted to say, because you do good things when you have had time to think about it. Not that you don't do good things on improv, but you also do great when you've planned.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then together, you guys did a little interview of some members of Stock's Guild to figure out who was game to be used as bait to potentially be hunted. You guys landed on oh crap, what was her name?
Mishan.
Mr.
Oh yeah,
Michelle.
yeah, Mishan, yeah, Mishan, crazy last name. And Mishan was like, "Yep, I'm in, I'm down." You had barely gotten through the actual pitch.
Pitch. Yeah.
Yeah. So after 4 days and almost 4 nights, you guys had Mishan basically moving through the which part of town was that again? Oh, great. Now my page toolbar isn't going to work. Cool. Let me look at this really quick. Oh, it was Basale's ward in the former Fairhaven side of Winter's Haven. She basically picked up a route, went all through Basale's ward, talking to the same people every day, going to the same shops, just essentially being visible. Some days she was really good at making her dragon mark seen by not letting it be seen, just kind of like having it draw its own attention. Some days it's like, oh no, I dropped something. Here, look at this. Um, you guys noticed after a couple of days, some of the people had come to know her, and some people had given her multiple warnings, like, "Hey, you should probably like hide that. Like, people are stealing people that have those." Was it the second night? Yeah, the second night you guys heard someone shouting, like sort of begging, and then suddenly being silenced, which happened to be coming from the direction of the marble halls. The next night, you guys woke Mishan up and had her go there, and you guys all followed out there but couldn't find anyone. The fourth evening, you guys, during, I think there was the second part of the watch, were all alerted as the sounds and hushed voices of a group of individuals was coming from the my God, I have to
Direction.
click the page layout thing twice. It was the northwestern corner of the house. Vendi, you're at the back of the house on some garbage. I do believe you were masquerading as a masked bandit known as a raccoon.
Actually, right now, I am on the roof as a hawk
Oh, okay.
because I put that in
And
the DM note before we left 3 weeks ago.
oh, okay. Okay. So you're on the roof as a hawk.
hmm
Stock is also on the roof with his back against the chimney. And Zanalor is inside the house, I think, or are you on the roof? I
I'm
think
on
you're
the
on the
roof this time. Yeah.
yeah,
I
you're on the
was
roof because you spent the entire day yesterday underneath Mishan's bed.
It was a good hiding place.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna have you guys roll initiative, and we'll just kind of see where this all goes.
Oh, balls.
All right, Scott, let's see what your dice does. Not bad.
Whoa, excuse me.
You're excused. All right. This is the first combat I have run since we came back, so we'll see how this goes. Stock, what did you roll for initiative?
17.
Okay. Vendi.
15.
All right, and Zanalor.
5.
5. Big
Yeah.
bucks, no whammies. Okay,
What is
so
class?
Eraser
stock.
grappler A. Eraser what?
Whoa, no. Get out of here with that. Everybody
Where?
close that.
Close what?
Everybody close that little window that popped up.
I think I'm the
I
only one that
didn't
saw
see
it.
I was
No,
on
I
my
saw it, but it's already been closed.
I was on my character
Okay.
sheet.
Okay. So there's a Chrome and Firefox extension called Beyond 20. And it has absolutely no bearing whatsoever on our campaign, but in Raph's campaign, basically if you do a roll in roll 20, or sorry, in D&D Beyond, it puts it into the roll 20 chat. Same with like casting spells and stuff like that. So it just makes some of that stuff a little easier, but our group doesn't have those same issues, especially since we roll our own dicey boys at home. But okay, so
We're
Stock,
adults.
yes, Stock, you are up first. Go ahead and start your turn off by making a perception check for me, because I don't think you were alerted to the people just yet.
Nope. Because people don't communicate worth shit. 19.
Okay. So you hear, coming from the northwestern corner of the house, what sounds like multiple footsteps, and you hear a little bit of hushed communication.
Alright, I have to see how far this distance is. Because I'm curious. So 30 would put me there. I need to know if the music is getting a little goofy. Where would... Can I make it? No, I can't. Alright, well then I shall move my 30 foot this away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Right there. Oh, wait. 30. I'm an idiot. Alright, and I will hold a dash action if anything of breaking or scuffling occurs.
Okay. All right. Okay. So next is an unseen foe. And a... Oh, put them in this. Okay. Okay. Probably not great. Okay. All right. Let me just see something really quick. Okay. What is Xanalor, what is your passive perception?
That is 10.
10. Okay. And Vendi, what is yours as a hawk?
So it's based off of my human stats because of beast
Okay.
shape.
Okay.
So my passive perception is 15.
15. Okay. Um, okay. Just remember that there's something that I need to tell you at the start of your turn. Okay. So next up is Miss Shan, and she is gonna make a perception check to see if she knows that anything's happening. She's gonna make it with disadvantage because she was not keeping watch like you guys. Okay. She does not hear anything actually. So she is still unconscious for the time being. All right, Vendi, you are up. You heard something moving in. I'm just gonna draw something here real quick. You saw something moving in, or you heard something, sorry, moving in this general direction.
Okay, then I'm going to fly because I have 60 feet of fly speed. over here, so I'm at the corner, and I'm going to search around to see if I can see anything. And based off of the keen sight ability, I have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight.
Okay, yep, go ahead and make that perception check.
It's nighttime, correct?
It is, yeah.
Does a
So
hawk have dark vision?
that's a good question. Do you have dark vision as a hawk?
18 plus, what's my perception? 5, so 23.
Yeah.
Okay. It's bad. So you see a man. I didn't think you could hear me.
Okay, I'm back. I am losing audio every 5 minutes,
Okay.
and I still have lost audio. Can somebody say something now, please?
We shall
Hello,
take a
Can you hear me?
moment to hear words from our sponsors.
I can hear now.
Okay.
Woohoo.
So Jay, you spot a humanoid. Appears to be, so with your perception check, I'll say, so he is like crouched low. He appears to be walking, trying to be quiet. You see, he's got like a sword and what looks to be a crossbow on him. And based on the low light, he appears to be wearing some kind of armor.
Okay. All right. I just got notification from Roll20 that my internet is still bad. So we'll see how long I last on this. And I'm super frustrated because when I got this installed last week, they told me everything's coming through great. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. So with my remaining 30 feet of fly speed, I'm going to like just kind of fly overhead of this guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna be next to him just so that of ease of movement. But that's just, or not that. Do I have wings anywhere? Here we
You're
go.
gonna be
That's how you know that I'm up in the air. Um, I'm guessing because it was based off of the pitching the roof, I'm 15 feet up in the air, somewhere abouts,
okay.
and
Okay.
I'm just going to caw to try to signify I've found somebody here.
So I'm going to tag that little 3 on there. Since everything's measured in 5 feet, you are 3 squares up.
Yeah.
I just thought of that right now as a fantastic way to track height because we were doing a real crap job of that before.
Yes.
Okay. So Vendi is making a raptor screech 15 feet above this dude's head. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna move you to the front. Come on, right click. There we go. Okay, so you are above that dude. Okay. So with that, it is some more bad guys' turn.
Spoiler, he called them bad guys.
Oh, we were the bad guys.
Why doesn't she just use the weighted one? Ask her.
Okay. That way. Let's see if any noise made. Not really, no. Okay, so now we're on to them. This guy's gonna go. And Vendi, you actually notice another individual coming up behind the guy that you're flying over. But because of like the roofs and things like that, you're actually having a hard time spotting to see if there's other people heading around the other side of the house. So I'm not gonna roll stealth for that guy. Okay. Alrighty. So next is Xanalor. Xanalor, you heard the sound of footsteps kind of like over that way.
Like to the north or the west?
To the west, sorry, right over
I
here.
see the thing. I'm not seeing your pings, but that's okay.
Oh, sorry. I just realized why. Am dumb, wrong layer.
GM layer.
Cool.
He's pulling
So
a mic.
I'm gonna stay like pressed against the roof and try to stay
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna point a finger towards where I know Mashan's bed is.
Uh-huh.
And cast message.
Okay. All right. So what I want for you to do for this is I want you to make a ranged spell attack.
Okay. It's 10 plus 9, 19.
Okay. Yes. So you cast your message and you're fairly certain you know the direction of Mishan and her bed because of your time in the house.
Cool.
So what is your message?
Remember, you need to let them take you. We'll follow behind.
Um.
And then otherwise, just try to stay aware.
So you hear her say back in your head. She goes. She says, "They'll take me, but I'm gonna fight a little." All right. So, so you said you're pressing yourself up against the roof. Are you like laying prone?
I'm like on my back, so I can
Okay.
still swivel my head good, but
But you're like leaning
Good-
back against
good
like the slope of the
drawn.
roof.
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna mark you as prone just because you're laying on your back.
Yeah.
Um.
There's no supine condition in D&D.
Right. Okay. So that brings us back up to the top with Stock.
Okie dokie.
Stock, you have heard. Oh, sorry. I guess Xanler, you would have heard it too, but you heard the cry of a raptor in that direction. But I figured you were probably going to talk to Mishan anyway.
Stealthily, I would like to creep forward, so essentially going prone, and just move 5 feet forward and peek myself over the edge.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
I don't remember if I have advantage on those or not. Or do I think I just get a proficiency bonus.
Benzin, what's on your character sheet?
I can poke them with a stick from here. Does that help? Nope, just proficiency in stealth. 27.
Okay. Yeah, you whisper quiet.
Woohoo, I'm a fart in the wind.
So you peek over and you spot two humanoid figures. They again follow the same description that I gave to Vendi. They in a low light, even with your dark vision, because it's still a low light scenario. So you see in shades of gray, there's a little bit of like a glint on their person, so they're wearing some kind of armor. There appears to be a bladed weapon and a crossbow. The guy to the left also appears to be carrying what seems to be a large weighted net.
Okie dokie. I shall hold an attack action if shit seems to be getting out of hand.
Okay. All right. This guy, Vendi in stock, you hear him say to the guy behind him, "Check that window." And he's going to move 5, 10, 15. And you see him peer into this window. You do see him. He's still crouched low. As far as he knows, you guys haven't seen him except for this night raptor. So he's going to move up. He's going to look in the window. And then he says to the guy behind him, "Clear." And then he moves the rest of his movement in that direction. After that, a unseen figure to you guys moves that way. And then it's going to be Mishan's turn. You guys hear some Well, actually, let's see. She's gonna try to be quiet about it. You guys hear a little bit of sounds of rustling as like feet hit the floor, and there's like some items being grabbed. You're not sure exactly what, based on just the muffling from inside the building, but that's what you guys hear. Vendi, you are up.
All right, I'm going to move. Let's see now. I'm actually back in here. 5, 10, 15, 20. So 30 feet to come onto here, looking around, trying to see if there's any more coming from the north side of the map.
Okay. You see a guy here who is already looking in the window into like the sort of study of the house.
I'll go.
So this guy, this guy is carrying two bladed weapons. One seems bigger than the other, and what appears to be a crossbow.
So it's still the same two that we have already discovered.
So there's three. So you've got this guy who is carrying just a crossbow and a bladed weapon. You've got this guy.
This guy means nothing because you're not pinging anything.
Okay.
There we
So
go.
the guy at the far end of the house, from what you can see to the east, he is carrying a bladed weapon and a crossbow. The guy who you see looking in the window to your southeast, he is carrying two bladed weapons and a crossbow. And the guy who is closest to you carrying what appears to be a large
All
net.
right, at that point, I'm going to screech 2 more times so that there's 3 in total, signifying how many people I've seen, and I'm going to end my turn on the roof right here.
Okay.
Because I have 60 feet of fly speed.
All right. So this guy is going to go. You know what? This guy, he's going to try. He's going to make a strength check. He looks like he's starting to. Actually, you can't see because you're up there. So he's kind of hidden by the awning now. But he's going to make a check to do something. You hear. Well, let me make another one here really quick. Okay, never mind. You guys don't hear much of anything. Not passively, at least. This guy's gonna go. You guys lose sight of him. I should have done that before I moved in, but sorry. Still getting used to it, boys. Right. All right. Vendi, you again hear footsteps heading like kind of southward along the house. All right. This guy, you guys lose sight of him as he goes underneath the roof. And then you hear him whisper, and then he's going to try to do something. He succeeds. Let's see if he does it quietly. Sort of. Anyone have a passive perception better than a 13 or a 12?
I have a 16.
15.
Okay. You guys hear the very iconic sound of a window being forced open.
They're inside the house.
But Mishan doesn't. All right, so that guy has moved there. This guy is going to go find. He's going to stop there. He's going to make a stealth check. Okay. Vendi, not Vendi. Xanilor, what was your passive perception? It was 10?
10.
Okay. All right. Xanilor, you are up next.
I am up. I am going to cast my mage armor for the next 8 hours. And otherwise, just keep an eye out for people leaving.
Okay. Alrighty. That brings us then to Stock. Stock, you now see kind of the guy on the corner of the house.
Well, shit hasn't gone sideways, so I'm gonna continue to hold.
Okay. Alrighty. Move that guy back to the token layer because you guys lose sight of him. Well, actually, I guess you guys wouldn't necessarily lose sight of him. Sorry. I'll put it back. He goes back to the window. And okay, so then it's this guy's turn. All right, so he's going to go there. Which brings us to Mishan. She is finished getting her stuff. She's perception check. She still doesn't notice the guys in the room with her. So she is gonna go out. She's gonna stop there. She's actually gonna like crack the door open and see if she can see them in the house. Oh boy, she's going really low. Okay. So she doesn't see anyone in the house, and so she's just kind of like peeking there, waiting. That brings us to Vendi.
All right. Based off of where I heard my last noise, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Seeing what's happening on the southwest portion of this house.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
With advantage because I'm a hawk.
Do you have dark vision?
Not based off of what the hawk stat block says.
Okay, so then it would be a straight roll just because it is nighttime.
Okay. That will end up being a 9 plus what's Bendy's mental stats because that matters here. That is a 14.
14. Okay. So you do spot another one of those guys who's carrying 2 bladed weapons and a crossbow.
Okay.
And you're not positive, but you think there's probably a guy right in front of him.
Any important like markings I could see from any of those checks that I've made so far? Since all I've been doing is recon.
So from what you can gather, they all appear to be wearing the same kind of armor. However, you have not noticed any like unifying like emblazoning on like the armor or any type of clasp or anything like that appears to be some sort of like, hey, we're this team kind of thing.
All right. So at the risk of being too obvious, I don't want to call out these ones, but instead I'm going to fly down to the corner here and
Okay.
just kind of bounce around a couple of times to see if on my next turn I can see if there's any like sort of emblems or markings I can compare to later.
Okay.
Since I've already done my perception check for the turn.
Yeah, from going down there, it's pretty much impossible for that other guy to be hidden from you, so you see him as well. So you're on the edge of the roof now?
No, I'm on the ground now.
Okay, so you're at ground level?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Xanalor, you saw a hawk fly down in front of you and then back down to the ground underneath the house.
Okay.
Alrighty. So. Okay. All right. So you hear the sound of like a door being pushed inside the house. And then you hear Mishan go, "Who's there?" As it sounds like perhaps they have like actually like gotten to where Mishan is. This guy is going to go that way. And then that brings us to these guys. This guy, you see him, Bendy, you see him start fiddling with the window. He's going to get it open. Very quietly, again. These guys are practiced at this, it seems. Okay. So I need to stop doing that. Okay, where's that other one at? Okay.
I just realized we have an exhausted condition.
Some do.
I didn't notice before, so now I know I have disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay. You guys hear someone in a sharp whisper go, "Oh shit, I missed!" And you hear Mishan go, "What the fuck? There's more of you!" Um, and that is going to then bring us to Xanalor. Your turn.
I'm just gonna give a good account of what is around me. What can I see?
From up there on the roof.
Yep, because I don't want to move and be seen.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
It's not good. 4.
Okay. You haven't heard any sounds in a while that didn't come from inside the house.
Okay, I'll take that as a good sign. I'm just letting things happen.
Okay. All right. That brings us back to stock.
Standing by to stand by.
Okay. This guy is going to disappear from your guys' sight. It's gonna move in. Okay. So he's going to. It's gonna miss. That will also miss. You guys are starting to hear the sounds of a struggle, for sure, coming from inside the house. This guy is going to force the door open that way. And then it's Mishan's turn. You hear someone shout out, "She's got a knife!" And she's going to swing at someone with her knife. That is going to be a miss and a natural 20.
She didn't follow my instructions.
So that's going to be.
She's a feisty one.
She is. Oh wow, max damage. So that's okay. So that guy takes that much damage. Um, and she's going to make an athletics check to try to get out of the room. But it sounds like you hear something like thud up against what sounds like a piece of wood, maybe a door, and you hear Machine go, "Shh." Vendi, you are up.
All right. Bendy's gonna fly 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, right behind this guy right here. In order to make the check for any sort of emblems or identifying uh uh logos, marketing, whatever.
Okay. Go ahead and make this check with your normal advantage because I'm going to say that you got to look at him as he crossed the light of the window.
Mm-hmm. The higher roll is a 21.
Okay. Yeah, as you look, it looks like they're very purposely wearing plain things, like there's no like signifying things on them. Um, like such as like even their like pants or tunics that are underneath their armor are
Mm-hmm.
quite bland. Nothing really stands out. There's not like a crimson pants or like a towel that hangs from there, like a sash or anything like that. They appear to have taken strides to blend in as best someone can who's wearing armor.
So they're a
Okay.
basic white girl. Got it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. All right. That is going to bring us to the guy right next to Vendi. He's gonna go into the house. The other guy. He's going to move there. And he's going to use that opportunity to make an attack against Mishan. Okay, those are both gonna hit. One hits pretty hard. Okay. Ooh, okay. So that's gonna be 10 plus. Okay. Shan takes a pretty big hit. Like you actually hear her like, I mean, Stock, you've been on adventures with Mishan. You know that it takes a considerable blow to actually make Mishan like react to it verbally. So she took a pretty solid whack. You guys hear kind of the sounds of sort of blades singing, and there's definitely like kind of a wet slicing sound.
Yeah, she's gonna be pissed.
All right. All right. This guy is going to try again with this. Oh, okay. You hear one of them shout out, "Got her!" Um, oops, wrong layer. And then it's Xanalor's turn.
Yeah, I'm still just waiting for something to leave.
Okay. Stock.
I'm just biding my time, making sure
Okay.
none of it seems to be getting too crazy.
All right. Okie dokie. Whoops. Well, that didn't work. Can someone read to me really quick what the restrained condition specifically means?
A restrained creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonuses to its speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. The creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Also, the creature is very uncomfortable with one of the two farts.
Okay. All right. We're going to second miss. That's going to be a hit. Whoops, that dice is gone. So long, friend. All right, that's going to be for another 8. And then the second guy, nat 20, and another hit. All right, so that's another 18.
I hope they're actually doing non-lethal damage, because if they're doing lethal damage, this is going to really fucking suck. We just murdered a friend.
I knew the risks.
She knew the
Exactly.
risks. Okay. So now it is Mishan's turn. Okay. Mishan, you hear her like kind of give a triumphant shout. And then Vendi, is your turn.
Okay. I don't really see the need to be a hawk anymore, so I'm gonna fly up here. I'll be 15 feet again, use my bonus action to revert out of beast form.
Okay.
Or I could do 1 damage to myself, but that takes an action instead of a bonus action, because hawks only have 1 HP. And then I'm gonna start using the next minute to conjure an elemental, just to make it look like this is like it's an ability from the mark. And I don't necessarily need to see this. That's important. Okay, so below me, 10 feet in the house, I'm going to spend the next minute to make a earth elemental.
Okay. Alrighty. So what I'm gonna do then is I am going to put. Is it a concentration spell
It is a concentration spell.
with a casting time of 1 minute?
Hmm.
Okay.
And I'm going to drop prone onto the house again.
Okay. Alrighty. Let me switch back to the other layer. Okay. And then that guy is gonna do some of this. He does not have advantage anymore. Okay. Okay, let's see if this works. Nope. Doesn't work the second time either. And then this guy is going to step there for the time being. And he is going to. Okay. You hear Mishan cry out again. She goes, "Oh, come on, another one!" And Xanilor, it is your turn. Are you still holding?
Yeah.
Then that brings us to Stock. Are you still holding?
Still holding.
Okay. That's gonna bring us to this dude. He is going to attempt something. That's not going to succeed. So he's gonna try. No, still doesn't succeed. Guy's gonna do some of the same. That one works. Okay. Okay. So he's gonna. Okay. All right. So you hear like sort of the sound of like definitely like a hand-to-hand struggle. You hear the sound of a thud. And then you hear Michian kind of like let out a grunt. It's gonna be her turn now, but she actually. Gonna try something. Okay, and it doesn't work. Vendi, you're up against her. Still maintaining that spell casting?
Yep. I don't think it's going to be effective because she's already out, but that's what I'm going to do. And that's my turn.
Okay. That brings us to this guy. He's gonna move there. Sound of some more blows landing. Potentially. At least the sounds of the conflict continue. So that's gonna be 1 and 2. Okay. You hear one of them go, finally, bitch wouldn't stop resisting. And okay. So then this guy. Go there. Okay, so there's that. So be in charge of that. He's gonna go. You guys start to notice the like light outside the house kind of starts going out. Like people inside are putting out lights. Xanilor, you're up.
People in the house are like this house. The lights are going off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like there was a low burning fire in the fireplace, and like a couple candles were lit throughout the building, throughout the house. I mean, and those are being snuffed out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still good.
Okay. Stock. You notice the same thing, but to a lesser degree, just because there's fewer like actual like bright lights on your side of the house.
Yeah. Are the lights on the back side of this house already out?
Yeah. So the ones in this room were actually never on. But so like the light from this window here does go out too.
I'm assuming you meant this one.
No, so this room, the one that you're above, is the one that Mishan was sleeping in. That one had a candle on. The one to your right was an unused bedroom. That one did not have any candles on.
Okay. If I've seen these go out, I'm gonna want to stand up, make myself
Okay.
unprune, and I will gingerly begin moving this way.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
I have the disadvantages. 19,
What do you have a disadvantage on stealth check?
because I have a condition of exhaustion.
Oh, right. Okay. What'd you say? 19?
19.
Okay, didn't matter, eh?
I have a +9 to stealth.
Nice.
Good.
Okay. Is that all for your turn?
I guess I could use my dash action to continue moving forward. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You do notice that on this side of the house, there is more smoke coming out of the chimney stack, and the lights that were previously illuminating like that, like kind of alleyway next to the house, are out.
Okie dokie. Then I'm good.
So it. Okay. Alrighty. All right. So there's that one. This guy is gonna go. I'm actually going to do this too. I wanted to give you guys an idea of like where Mishan was, but now that that's kind of like over with, you don't know anymore.
Yep.
Okay. It's gonna bring us to Vendi.
Take it down.
What?
Take down my concentration. Just for the record, if they go out the main door, I do have dark vision.
Now that you're back to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're no longer casting that spell, right?
No, I said take down the timer.
Oh, gotcha. Whoops. I pressed a
So I'm
button and I
now
don't know what it was.
18. I'm 18 seconds into the minute.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Alrighty. Brings us to this guy. I'm glad I like labeled all these guys for myself. All right. There's that one. This guy. Oh, that's right. He went over there. I will say, Vendi, that you're able to see this guy.
Okay.
All right. This guy. Right. Whoops. Xanilor, you and Vinny both notice this guy to the like southwestern portion of the house. And
Was
it
he
is
coming
your
from?
turn.
Was he coming from the house or going towards the house?
From.
Okay.
Like he crossed from, like he basically came into your vision from that direction. Oop, I'm in the frickin' GM layer again. This direction.
Cool. I'm going to keep an eye on him and see if there's anyone else. Try to see if there's anyone else with him.
Okay.
I'm not quite ready to get up.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make a let's have this be a perception check, just to like basically try to keep tabs on this guy from up there and keeping an eye on everything else too.
That's a 10.
Stock, you're up.
All right. Then I shall go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and there.
Are you doing anything from there?
Nope, just observing.
So you can see the same two guys then. You can see that guy. You can see that guy off to the left. Go ahead and make another stealth check for me.
Okie dokies. That is 17.
Alrighty. You also see that guy appear. He is like crouched down, sort of walking backwards.
All right.
The hell did I do with that guy? Where'd he go? Who are you? Oh, okay. I see him now. I need to move you really quick. Actually, no, I don't. You can stay there.
Do whatever you want.
You see that guy. Vendi, you can kind of make this guy out over here. The slope of the roof isn't helping you too much, but you can tell that there's a person there. It is your turn, Vendi.
All right. Now that I see people leaving the house, there's no point in trying to summon an earth elemental inside it. That's just a great way to get an insurance claim. So I'm going to give up on that spell. And instead use my second wild shape and final wild shape. Making sure that there's a stat block for this. Cat 5e. Nope, that's category 5. I want cat. There is, and it has twice as many hit points as a hawk. So
Most
I'm going.
bones aren't made out of air.
Yeah. So I'm going to B shape into a cat. Use the planner in order to come down using my cat-like reflexes. And I'm just going to make sure I am tailing behind this guy right there, following him wherever he goes. So I think that's my speed for the turn.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
I get advantage on these. If I don't drop a dice super hard on the floor and can't find it. So that is 16 plus what's my stealth? 3. That's a 19.
Okay, so you're pretty
Plus
able
cat.
to. You're pretty deftly able to jump off of the roof, landing cat silently on the ground and just kind of start
Ah,
prowling
there it is.
after that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. From what you can tell, so Vendi, this guy is essentially going to like walk off of the map. They're like kind of heading towards the street. They're being like pretty like ninja quiet, kind of like when I don't know if you remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action movies when like the foot kind of roll in. They're just like silent actors getting into the the area. Xanalor, you are up.
I seen other people appear,
Um,
or just that one guy still.
so this guy down in the very bottom corner of the map, he is also like leaving the area.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to nimbly shuffle to the edge of the roof there.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me. Do you have a point of exhaustion?
I didn't think so.
You did at one point, but I couldn't remember if you were able to get rid of it or not, because even though you don't need to sleep, you well, no, actually, never mind. You're like sort of immune to points of exhaustion from that way, right?
From the traditional sense, I believe he is.
I don't have a point of exhaustion.
Okay. Just making sure. So yeah, stealth check.
And I get to add a D4 because of my mark. Good God, that's a horrible roll. 7.
7. Okay.
Awful.
All right. Okay. The two guys that you can see,
Mhm.
they turn in your direction.
Do they make eye contact?
But with which
Which
eye?
It's not their turn yet,
Okay. All right.
but they both their heads snap in your direction.
So at a minimum, they heard something. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Stock, you are up. There's one guy that you can't really see from where you are, but you can see those two guys at the bottom there, and then you can see two more guys off that way.
Do
And you're
any
not
of
sure if there's more.
them seem to be departing with Michonne?
Not that you can tell yet. Like I said, you were able to see a little bit of what this guy was doing, and he seems to be doing something different than the rest of them were doing. Where the rest of them are just kind of walking. But he hasn't had a chance to go yet, so you haven't seen him do anything new. Like I said, he's like kind of walking out backwards, sort of crouched down.
Then it would be reasonable for me to hold and see what he does.
Okay. I will also point out to you, you did not say that you were peering over the edge of the roof yet.
Well, then I shall peer over the edge of the roof.
Okay. Because you did say that before, so since you didn't say it this time, I wasn't going to give it to you. Okay. So you're able to spot another guy off to the right there, and also you can see that this guy is not, in fact, laying down black powder, but is dragging Michonne.
All right, then I would like to wait to follow him.
Okay.
In a stealthy manner, if possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. You see as this guy walks over and he basically grabs Michonne's feet. It's actually kind of hard to tell. So like she's caught up in a net. You can see that. She is bleeding a little bit. She appears to be alive, from what you can tell, because you still hear like moaning sounds every once in a while coming from this like bundle of netting. Essentially, it looks like they've wrapped her up in a net, and the net's just like periodically dripping a little bit of blood. And they're going to move that far because the one guy moved a little bit to get there. Okay. Vendi, you are up.
At this point, I bet I've noticed the nets, and I'm going to change my tactic.
Let me
I'm
look. Yeah, the guy you're chasing actually is, or the guy you're
Mhm.
walking behind actually has a net and what appears to be a whip.
Yep. Until I say differently, Vendi is always going to move in tandem 20 feet behind the two people carrying Michonne.
Okay. Okie dokie. Okay. So, all right. Here's what I'm gonna do. So, Vendi, you're following 20 feet behind the guys who are carrying Michonne.
Mhm.
Michonne. Um, Stock, you are following the guys who are carrying Michonne.
Mhm.
And Xanalor, you are up on the roof. Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry. I was going to do his thing, but I forgot that those guys, they hurt Xanalor. I'm just going to put that right there for now so I can still read their tags. All right. This guy is essentially going to start kind of taking up the rear. 10, 30. Let's see. This guy is going to make a perception check. What was your stealth roll again? It was a 7, right?
It was a 7. Yeah.
7. Okay.
Real bad.
Yeah. So this guy down here, you see him look straight at you. And he goes, guys, we've got company.
Not a lot of company, just one very specific company.
Stock and Vendi, you notice these two guys set down Mishan. And they like get ready to draw their blades. This guy, he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This guy is going to go 5, 10, 15, 25. And he's going to basically like stand right under the roof, and he is going to command. He says, "Hey, you, get down from there. We have to talk."
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to like it's my job.
Mhm.
Just walk down.
Okay. Go ahead and make
Try to make it look real smooth if I can.
yeah, make an athletics or acrobatic check for me.
What am I better at? Acrobatics is a 14.
14. Okay. So you make it look pretty cool. I will say though, it stung your ankles a little bit when you landed. You don't take any damage, but I don't know if you've ever like
I hide
jumped off of something and you're like, I landed like totally normal. Like, why the hell did that make my ankle feel like somebody stabbed it?
I try to play it off like I'm not hurt.
Yeah. But I will say, so since you were prone before and you jumping down, like that is all of your movement.
Cool. I'll be like, well, you weren't meant to see me. I was sent to observe. Hasn't been the cleanest work lately.
Make a persuasion check, or no, sorry, make a deception check because you are lying.
22.
Okay. Alrighty. So that is going to have been your turn. That brings us up to the top with Stock. Stock, you notice things are starting to tip into potentially sliding sideways.
Okay. That being said, I will shuffle myself to there and keep observing. And if they begin to move off, I'd like to stay 40 to 50 feet behind them.
Yeah, make a stealth check for me. Again, with disadvantage because you're at a point of exhaustion.
I rolled 2 11s, so a total of 20.
Okay.
I'm a fart in the wind.
And sorry, what are you doing? What's your action?
I am waiting to see if they move off or if shit actually goes sideways. And if it goes sideways, start fighting. If they go off, follow 40 to 50 feet behind him.
Okay. Alrighty. So you see this guy, he's going to step up that way, and that guy is going to step that way, and they both draw their swords, but they hold right there. Vendi, you're up.
All right. Still gonna hold true with what I told you last turn.
Okay.
It's just specifically in this 20 feet, I'm gonna jump into this like sort of garden bushes
Mhm.
so that Cat Me can hide. So
Why don't
that
you
I
go ahead
don't
and make a stealth check for me then?
with advantage.
Yep, because you kitty.
hmm Well, because I get to keep all my equipment, and I have the cloak of Elvenkind.
He's a putty tat.
Yeah. And you kitty.
Thank God I had that because the dice Scott rolled me or gave me rolled a natural one. Instead, that's a 21.
Do you guys get the feeling that like Jay doesn't buy any dice and we keep giving him dice and he's like totally fine with this because then he can blame all of his bad rolls on us?
I agree.
I also give you credit for all the good rolls.
Not all. Okay. All right, Vendi, you jump into the bushes there, and you feel like you're pretty well hidden. Okay, this guy is gonna move there. They're gonna form the cock and balls formation. This guy, he brandishes his longsword and steps to you, Xanalor.
Mhm.
Um,
I don't flinch at all.
Another guy comes around the house. And he, you see him. He has like a net in his hand. Already like it's like out. Um, and the guy who you made the deception check towards,
Mhm.
he goes, "Yeah, nice try, but that's not how things work here." And he's going to pull out his whip and try to kind of snare you with the whip. Okay. Does a 14 hit you?
Let me double check because I mage armored earlier, which is no, that does not hit.
Okay. But does a 21?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So you hear a quick like, and the second one you feel it like wrap around your arm. And you're going to take 5 slashing damage from like the sort of like the rope burn of the whip. And the whip just kind of like stays there. You don't necessarily feel like you are restrained, but you definitely don't have like full control over your arm. Okay. With that, it is your turn, Xanalor.
Um.
I'm going to switch the music back over now that things have kind of changed a little bit.
How do I play this?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to see is how you play it and what proceeds moving forward, because I've spent enough time with Xanalor now to know that this isn't necessarily sideways for him.
Like I said, it's sideways adjacent.
I glare at the guy who whipped me.
Okay.
You will be reprimanded for your insolence. This work is too important. The people are talking too much. You need to be better as you go about this.
Make another deception check for me.
25.
Okay. Is this like that? That's annoying. Okay.
We had our critical role moment.
He glares right back at you, says, "You'll have to take it up with CW."
Not the network. Not the network.
Um,
Got him?
Okay, Stock, you're up.
Again, standing by my statement to see if it actually goes sideways or if I get to
Okay.
pursue.
Okay.
Stock's just getting
All
itchy.
right. Make a stealth check for me again, Stock.
But I didn't do anything.
I know.
That's a 14.
14. Okay. Alrighty. All right. Stock, you see this guy here in front. Him and the other guy who are kind of guarding Mishan. They're keeping an eye on the situation. They're also looking around. That guy looks directly at you.
Well, here I go killing again. I shall stab.
Okay.
So let me see, y'all. Make sure I'm not missing anything of interest. Oh. Attack rolls aren't ability rolls, correct?
Correct. That's a different level of exhaustion.
Yeah. Alright. So, seeing as I have a 15-foot reach, he's well within that. Let's go with a 25 for stabbing.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright. And then I need one of them. Oop, that bounced out. That would be 12 slashing damage.
Oh, slashing damage. Okay.
And I don't remember if I have 2 attacks yet or not.
So you do, but because this is a held action, you just get the 1.
Ah. So I wouldn't trigger my bonus action, so I'm good to go then.
Okay. All right. So as you stab that guy, you kind of like lunge forward off the roof with your what do you use again?
A glaive.
Glaive. That's right. So you lunge.
Glaving.
I couldn't remember the word. I was like lance. No, it's not a lance.
Uh, Sword on a stick.
Sword on a stick. Yeah. So you kind of like lunge. Your long reach. You just kind of like yeah. Kind of like Nabushi in For Honor, a little Nabushi moment there. And you catch him like in the shoulder. It's not his right arm. It's like his back arm. You catch him. And he goes, "Ah, fuck! Why is it me again?" And all right, so that's gonna do it for those guys' turn. Vendi, you're up.
I understand that we are very imminently in the starting stages of a fight, but this is my last wild shape. So I'm going to spend another turn just hanging out, seeing if we can make this go from 45 degree angle back to right ways.
Okay. All right. Who is? I don't need to be on that anymore. Who's that? Oh, okay. You're that one. All right. You see, Stock. This guy. He pulls out a crossbow and he's gonna take a shot at you. Does a 13 hit?
Negative.
Okay. The crossbow bolt, it like glances off of your shoulder.
And with that glance, I'm gonna go. You were told that you all would pay for your insolence.
The guy to your, sorry, what?
Just trying to make Xanilor's lie a little more believable.
Oh, okay, okay. The guy to your south, Xanilor, he has pulled out a looks like a pretty long sword. It's not a short sword. And he's going to with 2 hands, he's going to make a slash at you. That one's going to miss for sure. And that one is going to hit. Okay.
Is it because it's like really high?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Some may say it might have been naturally something. Okay, so that's going to be 21 slashing damage.
Yep.
So he like swings at you once. It's like kind of like a feint. It like goes like hand first, and then quick like comes back through and catches you, like on the arm that's being like kind of held by the whip. So it like catches you like through here. And he goes, "Make it easy on yourself. Just submit." Um, the which one is which here? Okay. So the guy who walked up, he is going to try to throw his net at you. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
Is there any like contest the grapple, or it's just it hits? I mean, it hits. That's over my AC.
It hits, yeah. So since it hits, you are now restrained. So
Okay.
I'm gonna put this token, this thing on you that I've been seeing and using for years now, and actually is super apropos because it's a net.
That's
You are
fine.
restrained.
Okay.
And we'll get to what you can do when it's your turn. This the guy who's like directly in front of you. He's gonna basically like as the net goes on, you feel like you get the use of your arm back briefly while it gets tangled up in the nets. And he's going to make a pair of attacks against you with his whip. Does a 15 hit you?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Because I'm 13
Okay.
plus dex, which is 16 AC.
Somehow the net is providing you with some level of protection as there's two quick whips again, and you don't take any damage, but you feel like you can tell that like the whip, like the tip of it didn't hit you. It hit like just behind a little bit. Like you felt it like flap against your arm, like your back a little, but it was mostly like the net. It didn't have like that crack.
Right.
Okay, so it is your turn now, Xanalor.
I'm like, just you poor fools. And I'm going to cast Thunderstep. And pick a spot 90 feet away on a rooftop that I can see.
Okay. All right.
That's where I'm teleporting to.
Give me just a sec here.
Are you making sure I can do that while restrained?
Sort of. I'm just looking. Because like it says that your speed is 0 and you can't benefit from any bonuses to your speed, but I guess that doesn't necessarily mean you can't teleport. Okay, so you like disappear from underneath this net, and you appear on a roof 90 feet away, which is going to be hard to visualize.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
So
how do
we're
you
just
do
going to
that?
put you here. You're on top of the neighbor's house.
Oh, verification for that. Teleportation does not consume move speed, so it can be done.
Okay, and then I'm going to roll my 5d10s for the people within 10 feet of me when I left. That is not great. 5, 6, 12, 19.
Is there a save against this?
Yes.
Con?
Constitution.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a 17 to save.
Okay. They're not super conny, but they're a little conny. Okay, so the guy, this guy saves the guy who threw the net on you from behind. He does not. And then let's see if the guy below you does. He does not either.
So it's 19 to the fails and half to the succeed
Okay.
for thunder damage.
Half of 19 is 9.
rolls.
Okay, that is it for your turn. Unless you want to move.
I'm just gonna see if I can be hidden where I am. But I mean, obviously, like I can't.
That
Really
would be an action.
Yeah.
You like kind of try to.
I
Like,
tried to pick a spot that would be at least not
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah, but you're not sure yet if it like worked. Stock.
I am going to Zoidberg this and go, "You were warned," and then run away. Stealthily.
Okay.
I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I shall roll for my stealthiness.
Yeah.
That is a 13 and
Okay.
a natural 20.
That's it.
Yep.
All right.
Unless you want to give me
um,
advantage because I'm running across a roof.
No. All right. What was your roll again?
13 for stealth.
13. Okay. You hear as you like disappear over the peak of the roof. One of the guys goes. He ran over to the other side of the roof because one of them, their perception check beat your stealth roll. But they're not going to move. They're going to stay here. Actually, you know what? No. These two guys start moving Mashan. And they get like off map.
Luckily, I have allies.
So they're actually like off of the how far are you? Vendi, they're 25 feet from you now.
All right. Based off of the passive order that I gave, I'm assuming I'll always be able to follow, like do a loose follow.
Well, it is your turn next, so we're just gonna go into that because you kind of changed what you were doing. You took like the hide action to get into those bushes.
Yeah, but that wouldn't supersede being able to see that. So I imagine both could have existed. But so I'll come out. I'm still doing that loose follow, like 20 feet away.
Mhm.
And I also noticed there's a bit of topsoil on my paw, so I lick it off.
Okay, are you trying to remain hidden?
No, I figure being a cat is enough of an explanation. So just doing cat things.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. So this guy, he goes, "What the heck?" And he starts following you. This guy. Vendi, you see this guy here pulls out pretty chonky looking crossbow. He's gonna take a shot at you.
Who shoots fucking cats? You chop cats.
No. Sorry, I didn't mean Vendi. I meant Xanilor.
Yeah,
Did
you
see
chop
me?
cats.
Oh no!
But he rolled a 7, so that's gonna miss.
I don't know what crossbow range is, but I imagine it's not an easy shot.
Actually, nope, you're well within range.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. These guys are gonna kind of they're gonna take like a defensive posture. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. I don't want that one. We'll do that. So yeah, they take kind of a defensive posture and they shout again. This doesn't have to hurt. Just submit. And it is your turn, Xanilor.
Okay. How many people can I do that to? How many of them are there? There's 3 right there. it's not far enough. Yeah, I am going to Eldritch Blast this guy because my range is 120 on that.
Okay.
And both of these. That is a 13 and a 23.
The 23 will hit.
Okay. That is 11 force damage.
Okay. He's looking a little rough.
Now, so you're the ones who must submit to me. And try to look intimidating.
Okay. Stock, you're up.
Alrighty.
So you heard some guys yell at what you're assuming to be Xanalor. Submit. But that's about all you know as far as what has transpired.
Then stealthily 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
That is a 22.
22. Okay. So you see, from where you're at, so you see the guys have carried Mishan away. They're about 30 feet from the edge of the house-ish. Yeah, they're about 30 feet from the edge of the house.
Okay.
You see a cat in pursuit and a guy in pursuit of the cat.
All right.
It actually takes you a second to see the cat, though, because Vendi, you did roll a decent stealth check. It takes you a second to see the cat. It's actually the guy who's following Vendi who draws your attention to the fact that Vendi's even there. Not that you know it's Vendi.
I just see a cat with topsoil on his paws.
Well, he licked that off.
How funny would it be if the guy following me is allergic to cats? Oh, it's a real cat.
Yeah. Anything else, Doc?
Nope.
So the two guys who are carrying Mishan, they're going to take her another 30 feet. So now they are 60 feet away. Vendi, do you continue to pursue?
I feel at this point, no, I have to do something cat-like. So I'm going to walk around one of the legs of the guy and brush the side up against his leg, marking my territory.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll walk about 5 feet in front of him and then turn around and look back.
Okay.
And then just go, meow. And that's my turn.
All right.
Go for cat.
So he walks up to you and he says to you, Vendi, he says, you like playing games, huh? Well, how about this game? It's called Kick the Kitty. And
Real jerk facing a DM.
It's their alignment. It's what their character would do. But for real. Okay, does a 15 hit you?
It does.
Okay. So that's going to be 4 bludgeoning damage.
I'm human again. I took 2 damage.
He goes, what the fuck?
Look. Ouch. First of all, fucking kicks cats.
He steps to you and he draws a short sword because he's trying to get this in quick. And he's going to take a swing at you. Does a 14 hit?
It does not, because my armor class is now 18.
Okay. You guys have too much armor. All right. So yeah, he takes a swing at you. He goes, I don't know what's going on here, but all of you need to stop attacking us so we can detain you. And
I didn't attack you. I was trying to just be a cat. You attacked me. This is complete revisionist history.
You know, you wouldn't let me hit you.
God, like, how did you pass school?
All right. This guy, he's gonna load up another crossbow shot at you, Xanalor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This one is probably gonna hit with a 21.
Yeah, that'll hit.
You take 4 piercing damage.
Okay.
You take 4 ka-chunk damage.
Sure.
This guy here.
Did we skip me?
No, your turn was to you moved around
You
on your
cabin.
turn, and then that guy's turn is right after you, the guy who kicked you.
That's right. Okay.
Okay. So that guy is going to continue to hold like a defensive stance. This guy is going to run over 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And let's see here. Okay. You said your AC was 18, Vendi?
Yes.
Okay. You feel 2 quick, like bits of searing pain. One like right across your back, and another like across like your right arm, as this guy's whip lashes out twice and hits you. And that's going to be for 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
And that guy just says, "You guys really shouldn't be interfering in this." And that
I'm
brings
gonna
us
tell
to
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now that you're completely outnumbered right now, and you can stop and we can talk, or you can all do this after a brief level of unconsciousness. Your choice.
I'm going to use my 30 feet of movement to get closer to.
Okay, so you're 60 feet away.
Yeah, hopefully 60 feet away from this guy was the idea.
Okay.
And I am going to cast Negative Energy Flood at him,
Okay.
which is a Constitution save.
He shits his
Okay.
pants.
But he cries first. Nope, that's a 10 for his con saving throw.
Okay. 11, 13, 15, 19, 23 necrotic damage.
Ouch.
Oh, heads up, Core. One quick question: Is these guys' strength all +3?
Yep.
Okay, then it does do 4 damage. Never mind. Point withdrawn.
Okay.
Is he dead?
Nope.
Dang it.
Looks like he kind of wishes he was, though.
Dang it.
Can you read that spell effect to the class?
Can I save it for when it actually triggers?
I just want to hear like the first part, like what it
You
says it
send
does.
ribbons of negative energy at one creature you see within range. Unless the target is undead, it must make a Constitution saving throw, taking 5d12 necrotic damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful.
Got it.
And
Okay.
then something happens if it's killed.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you send out ribbons of ectoplasm because I believe that was your reskin of choice.
Yep.
And it like goes into him, and he's just like, you see, he like just looks nauseous.
He's slimered
Just
in.
like entirely nauseated. All right.
then
Anything else with your turns?
Once he looks like he's about to puke, I just submit.
Oh, you.
Okay. Stock. That brings us to you.
All right.
You have seen a cat get kicked and turn into a Vendi. At which point a guy tried to hit him with a sword, which missed, and then you heard the whip strike true on Vendi twice. And the guys carrying Mishan are further away.
All right. Hold on a second. I needed to do something. There we go. So we'll go 5, 10, 15. I want to get down from the roof.
Okay. Make an athletics or acrobatics check for me.
20. We'll do athletics with the disadvantages. So that'll be a total of 20.
Okay. Proceed unmolested.
25, 30. And I'm going to swing twice at the cat kicker.
Okay.
So the first one is a natural 1.
Okay, that's gonna miss.
The second one is a 17.
That'll hit.
Alright, and that will be one of these boys. That will be 15 slashing damage.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, since he is within 10 feet of me, I'm gonna back smack the side of his head.
Okay.
That is a 27.
That'll hit.
And that will be 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And I think that's what I'm good for now.
Alrighty. The two guys carrying Mishan get another 30 feet away, so now they are 90 feet away. Brings us to Vendi. Vendi?
Can't hear you.
Going to use my 3rd level spell to conjure animals.
Okay.
At the midpoint between where I'm standing and where Machination,
Mishan.
is
It's Mishan.
Machan is being carried.
Okay.
So that based off of its challenge rating, 8 wolves appear. I'm going to have 3 wolves follow Machan, and the other 5 wolves run up towards me. And I'm just going to say, like I said, you're outnumbered. You didn't know it yet. Throw down your fucking weapons, or I'm going to kill the ones that are carrying my friend. And then I'm going to kill you so hard that not even the world's best doctor can figure out who you were.
I swear I had a wolf token.
I thought so too. That's some hardcore Vendi talk.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys were looking at my boots, they were shaking so hard.
There might be a little pee in his boots.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Boots.
It's almost like this is a threat he hopes he doesn't have to follow through on.
All right, so how many direwolves are up with you? Or sorry, wolves? Right?
Just wolves. 5 are with me around like the 2 guys who attacked us. Probably gonna split 2 off with Stock and then 3 off with me. And then the remaining 3 are chasing Mishan.
Okay. Sorry, I found a token that I was going to use, and now I don't see it again. What the hell?
And I won't have them attack unless someone else, like an unfriendly, attacks.
Okay. Alrighty. All right, how's that?
I have 1 more around me.
I think you said 3 with you, or 2 with you, 3 with Stock, and then
Nope, other way
3.
around. 2 with Stock because he'll attack. 3 with me because I won't. 3 following Mishan.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Math.
Okie dokie.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go ahead and we're just gonna have the wolves act on your turn because it's no, I can do this.
I mean, do you want me to roll initiative for the wolves?
Yes.
Okay. The rules say they act all collectively on the same initiative.
Okay.
And that will be a 9. They get put much later in the stack than me, so that's actually a good thing.
Alrighty, the wolves have been added to the stack. Okay. All right. So okay. This guy is he's gonna pull out his longsword. Okay. So he's got a longsword in one hand, short sword in the other. He's gonna make 2 longsword attacks towards you, Bendy. Um,
I guess you'll perish.
those miss just by a little bit. The third and the short sword follow-up attack also misses. He says, "We don't get paid to surrender to you."
You're not going to get paid because you're going to fucking die.
The guy with the crossbow takes another shot at Xanalor, misses. Jeez. And now it is the wolves' turns.
All right. So I'm going to start up north with next to stock, and I'm trying to based off of having a friendly creature within 5 feet. Pack tactics comes through; they get advantage. 21 to hit.
Yep.
7 damage, and it needs to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. 6.
It is prone.
Okay.
Next one for that wolf is another 21 to hit for damage.
All right.
Doesn't need to make a strength saving throw because it can't be super prone. Now
Great.
working on the 3 around me. First one is it's only a 20. 7 damage, strength saving throw.
That's gonna be an 8 for the strength saving throw.
Fails. It is prone. Second attack is an 18 plus 4 for 22, 7 damage. Last one is a 19 plus 4, 23. So 21 damage that one is taken this turn in total. Then the other 3 are going to dash to catch up with Michonne.
Mhm.
And that will end the wolves' turn. Bendy looks over and says, "Surrender, and you may live to see tomorrow."
Alrighty. You were 50 feet away from the guy that you hit that spell, right, Xanor?
I was 60 feet away from him.
60 feet away from him. Okay.
Yep.
All right. This guy here, he moves 30 feet closer to you, so he is 20 feet away from you.
Okay.
This guy, he's gonna stand up. Say, "Damn dogs." And he's going to try to whip one each of the wolves.
Okay. They all have 15 HP instead of 11 based off of my summoner's ability.
Okay. He hits both. One is a nat 20. So to the wolf on the left, yikes. That's going to be 7 slashing damage. And then to the
Okay.
wolf on the right, that is 9 slashing damage.
Okay. Both are still alive.
And that brings us to Xanalor.
I'm going to double Eldritch Blast the guy who moved closer to me.
Okay. He is still like in a defensive stance, so he has taken the dodge action. So those will be with disadvantage.
Okay. So the first one is a 9 to hit.
That will miss.
Second one is also a 9 to hit. I just rolled natural ones both times.
Wow.
Damn.
10 to
A
hit.
natural,
It's 10 to hit.
a natural one always misses,
Okay.
no matter your modifiers.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it for your turn. A bonus action movement.
No, I'm still keeping my distance.
All right. Stock, you're up.
Alright, since I'm close enough to the guy who attacked the dogs, I'm going after dog attacking guy.
Mhm.
Let me just check something really fast. These guys don't seem like they're worth it. The first one is a 13 to hit. No, 14 to hit.
Misses. Misses.
Second one is a 23 to hit.
Hits.
That will be 7 slashing damage.
Okay. Lots of sevens going around.
And then to the back of his head, a 23 also.
All right.
And that will be 9 bludgeoning damage.
We did more damage with the non-stabby side.
Sometimes it happens that way.
Mhm.
And with that, I'll invoke an attack of opportunity to go 15 feet towards Mishan.
Okay. That'll still put you 75 feet away.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right. So the attack of opportunity, it's gonna miss.
Okie dokie.
Okay. How far was the range on conjure animals?
So I can cast it any point within 60 feet of myself,
Okay.
and then with a wolf's move speed is making sure I have this here 40 feet, so they could have dashed 80. So they should have been very close to catching up with the people carrying Machan.
They're going to try to keep moving, which would potentially invoke attacks of opportunity from your wolves.
Okay, I'm gonna roll those flat because I don't think that was in a position where pack tactic, like even if they were next to each other, I don't think that's what pack tactics had in mind.
Sure.
So the first one is a 6 to hit, so that will miss.
Mhm.
The second one is a 22 to hit, so that will hit for 7 damage and DC 11 strength saving throw.
Okay. Passes.
Okay.
So they continue moving.
Oh, there's a third one. I'm sorry. There's a third one. But that's a 10 to hit.
Okay. So they continue moving. They are now, what would that be? 120 feet away from you guys, from the
Mhm.
house. Yeah, which puts them at 95. No, 105 feet away from you, Stock.
Works for me.
Okay. Vendi, you're up.
Okay. At this point, Vendi is going to cast Shillelagh on Log. He is going to put his foot on the throat of the guy threatening him, and then non-lethally, he's just going to slam the Shillelagh down right into his head. Because he's prone, I got advantage,
Mhm.
which will give me a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
For the oh god, I'm rolling like crazy day. Maximum. That will be 8 plus 5, 13 bludgeoning non-lethal damage.
Okay. He's still hanging on to consciousness, it seems.
All right. I don't believe I have a second attack. So that is the end of my turn. As I just kind of like put all my weight on my front foot and just trying to keep him in place.
Okay.
That is my turn.
All right, he is going to basically he's gonna stand up, so he's gonna take himself out of prone. I'm not gonna change the thing though because I would have to move him to do it. And I'm tired of doing that. I wish that when I clicked on a token that was on the bottom of the map that it would move that thing up to the top of the screen,
Yeah,
like the
it'd
top
be
of the
nice.
token. Oh wait. Nope, that didn't work because it's underneath Fendi. Anyway, so he's gonna stand up. He's gonna just look at you.
Even
He
with my foot on his throat.
yeah, because you couldn't make like a grapple check.
Okay, that's fair.
Plus, I think he's stronger than you.
Well, let's let the dice decide that.
So he stands up from like he like hits your foot off and like you move it because he's holding a sword in both hands, like you're not trying to get your your leg slashed. So he like makes like that kind of movement. I'm just giving this canonic theming.
Mhm.
He stands up, he spits blood out on the ground, he says, "Fuck you." And he swings his longsword at you again wildly. Those are both swipes miss, and the short sword follow up also misses. He's just basically throwing sword haymakers, and you're just like, oof, oof,
I'm gonna
oof.
lean forward at him because, like, aren't you tired of having the worst day of your life? Well, your very short life.
um, this guy he loads up another crossbow bolt at Xanalor. Misses again. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, he
wasted all my good
does.
throws. Okay. The wolves. The wolves are up.
All right, they're gonna switch to non-lethal attacks. I'm gonna start with the ones north. I'm gonna have them kind of switch their position once I can figure out where my mouse is at. I want this one right here to move right there so they get pack tactics.
Okay. Oh yeah, because stock is like
Yeah, stock isn't really where he's at.
yeah.
Yeah.
The first one is a 22 to hit for 7 damage, non-lethal, and a DC 11 strength saving throw. It doesn't really matter, but oh come on, stay in my hand. And then the second attack is going to be a 16 to hit.
Okay. He does succeed on the saving
Okay.
throw.
So he has to make it
And
again if a 16 hits.
a 16 does not.
Okay, so then you take 7 damage, and that's it. The next 3 wolves I'm going to put on the ones that the guy attacking Vendi, all non-lethal damage.
Mhm.
That's a 21 to hit.
Okay. You can stop rolling. He's unconscious.
All right, cool. Now I'm going to go and have the other 3 wolves run up to the people carrying Michonne. This should not be a dash because it can move faster than people carrying another person. Even if they get their full move speed, it's 40 versus 30. So now I think this would be pack tactics.
Yeah, because they basically gotten out in front.
Yeah. First one is an 8 to hit, which will miss.
Okay. Which one
Second,
are you attacking?
the one that I hit earlier with the attacks of opportunity. Second one will miss with a 14. Third one will hit with a 23.
Okay.
So that'll be 7 damage and another DC 11 strength saving throw.
He fails.
All right, so he falls prone.
Mhm.
At that point, Vendi's gonna kick rocks at the unconscious guy, and then he's going to move. Oh no, it's not his turn; it's the wolf's turn.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the end of the wolf's turn.
Okay. All right. Xanalor, the guy who is moving closer to you, he moves 10 feet closer and strikes out at you with his whip.
Okay.
Those are probably both gonna hit.
16 or better.
Yeah, 16 or better on the dice.
Yep, then he's good.
Okay. So those are both gonna hit. No nat 20s though. All right, so that's gonna be 10 slashing damage total.
Okay.
This guy, he's going to again try to lash out at the wolves with his whip. All right, so it's gonna be a 15 and a 7. Sorry,
7 will miss.
it's not a 7, it's a 9.
9 will still miss.
Okay. All right, so he's gonna hit the wolf on the left again.
So that's Wolf 1.
Mm-hmm. And that is for 6 slashing damage.
All right, it's still alive, but it is got 2 HP remaining.
Okay. Cool. Xanalor, you're up, man.
All right. Eldritch Blast, injured guy.
Okay.
Double beams. Crap. I'm rolling horrible. 11 to hit and a 13 to hit.
Those will both miss.
That's awful.
Okay. Stock, you're up.
I am going to dash after the guys with machine.
Okay. So that would still put you at 45 feet away.
And then I'm going to use my... crap. Hold on.
Does it work, Colin? So I know that a bunch of these rounds were while we were waiting for Mishan to get kidnapped, but I'm shocked and a little bit pleased that this combat has gone 18 rounds. And I think I'm pretty happy with like the challenge level of these guys. They might need some slight tweaks here or there, but they're not just like falling over when you guys look at them, so that's good.
Yeah, you had my hopes up when the one guy went to, he's looking hurt, and then I got aggressive. And then he didn't die, so they are not flimsy.
They're level 3 guys with level 20 equipment on.
No, I think I wanted to do this as like a numbers thing. So like individually, like you would mop the floor with these guys, but in a group like this, and they all kind of have like a different sort of like role.
Yeah.
They do decent, but not like impossibly so.
Yeah, that was work. They did something so bad that the shift foreman couldn't even articulate it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
All he got was a phone call saying, "Hey, we need an instrument tech to hook something back up. We don't know what we did."
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
gotta
Well,
run
I
into work.
guess that's the session for the week. 6 Emperor Legion logs. We'll pick back up here. I'm gonna make a bunch of notes.